All right.
Hi, my name is Liz Thomas, and today I'm here with Bea Blackmon, who is a licensed master social worker and LCBCI who works at Rise Recovery, which is a local nonprofit that serves youth, young adults, and families that are experiencing issues with substance use. Bea is also the program administrator of Rise Inspire Academy, San Antonio's first recovery high school. But before I go any further, I'd like to thank you for being here today and being willing to share your experience and all of the amazing things that Rise Recovery does and provides for the community. So with that being said, can you start by telling me a little bit about yourself and how you got connected to Rise?
Most definitely. Thank you so much, Liz, for giving me this opportunity. First of all, to share, right? Obviously, what's so near and dear in my heart. Well, first, I'm a person in long-term recovery. I think that's first and foremost for me, extremely important in my life and in the work that we do, at Rise Recovery. So how I got started with Rise, and I always say this, and I talk about this, or I tell the story about as far as like Rise being just a point of like 6 degrees of separation, right, within the recovery community. You know, someone that knows someone, or yourself has like either gone through it or somehow it has touched your life. And that's how I was first kind of like introduced, right, to Rise. But how I really got started in working there, I was doing my social work internship there in 2017. And from there, I was just blessed to be able to get hired on and continue on the great work that we do.
Very cool. So what
Yeah.
is your role at Rise Recovery?
So my role at Rise Recovery, I said I am a social worker, but more than that, today I'm the program administrator for the Rise Inspire Academy. I was also too one of the founding, I guess, members, right, of the Recovery High School Task Force, who in 2018 we got together and said, hey man, we need to really move forward with this. And we got together with some really awesome people within the community who had grave concerns about the need, right, for adolescent recovery support services and the lack of treatment for adolescents and youth. So we got together and started the Recovery High School.
Okay. So how else is this organization addressing the need, and what type of services do you provide?
So with Rise Recovery, we work with, like I said, adolescents and youth, but not only that, we work with their families, parents, guardians, loved ones. We also work with their siblings as well. Anyone in the household who has been touched or is affected by anyone who is experiencing issues with substance use. Now, how we're addressing that need is because there is a huge gap in San Antonio for, like I said, for adolescent services. As far as like within San Antonio, there isn't a substance use treatment center. So what we do, we provide that peer support for them. And we provide education and intervention and prevention, right? A lot of adolescents and families probably wouldn't even realize, right, that the recovery is possible for them at their age, right? Unless they were like introduced through it by us, which is pretty cool. I don't know. I'm trying to think what else. But I'm sorry, please ask me one more time. What was the other question that you asked?
Oh, I was just asking about the different services that you provide and how
Oh,
you were meeting the need within the community.
I'm sorry. Thank you so much. I
It's
kind of
okay.
got off onto the left. But okay, so all the different services, man, we provide quite a bit of services. And the cool thing about it is that all the services that we do provide are at no cost. We not only work with, like I said, the families and their siblings and young adults. We also have a 24-hour helpline, which is 210-SAY-CARE. And with that, we partnered with Alpha Lifetime and pay it forward, so that if anyone out there in San Antonio or the surrounding areas are looking for any type of substance use support, they can talk to a person. We call it like a live person, right? And a person not only that's in recovery, who experiences that can help them either if they just need an ear, someone to talk to, or they can help them and connect them with resources. We also go out to the schools. We have quite a bit of partnerships with school districts, to where we go out there and we provide groups, um, that where we do, like I said, that type of intervention and education on substance use. We provide peer recovery coaching. We provide these great social activities and events, um, that where, because one of the things, right, is that we find is that, when people are on this journey and it's like, okay, now I'm sober, now what? Now what do I do? One of the biggest, things with adolescents is like, how am I supposed to have fun? What am I supposed to be doing now? So what we do is we introduce them, right, to social activities to where they're able to learn, right, how to have fun sober, and kind of regain back, right, some of the things that we lose when we're in our addiction. So um, what else are the services that we provide? We have a veterans peer support, as well at this time, which is really, really awesome, where we have several veterans, who I'm a veteran, and we have at least 3 other veterans there that work there at Rise Recovery. And so we have a great team there that's offering that peer support for veterans. So let me see, what else do we provide? We've connected with the mental health. We have a collaboration with the mental health and wellness collaborative, and that's with Clarity, Family Service Center, the JCC, and Rise Recovery. And we help with that mental health mental health collaborative mobile unit, and we go out there, right, to the schools. I think right now they're at South San Independent School District, where they can go ahead and receive services, right then and there at the school. Like I said, I already stated, right, that we go out to different school districts as well and provide peer support and groups. We have a training institute where we provide peer recovery support training and different CEUs for different substance use and education for those who are needing CEU credits. We also do internships. So we have internships with social workers, LCDCs, and LPCs. Feels like so much.
That's a very impressive list there. So, wow. I
Yeah.
mean, you guys
And
are
then,
really involved in a whole lot of things.
yes, we are.
Yeah.
And of course, like I said, then we have the Rise Inspire Academy.
Yeah. So tell me more about Rise Inspire Academy. How is that different from a traditional type school setting?
Yeah. So what we find, so our Rise Inspire Academy is more than just a school, right? It's kind of like a continuum of care. We provide that safe, sober environment, right, for those who are wanting to continue on their recovery journey. Maybe they're just getting out of treatment, or maybe they are a part of our APG, but going back, right, to their home campus or traditional school setting, is not conducive for their recovery. And mainly, what we found, right, is that a lot of adolescents is like when they go back to their school, it's like that's the place where they were either buying, receiving, or getting, high, or purchasing drugs or whatever their friends or somebody next to them is using, and so forth. So being around others, right? There are other students and there are other peers who are working towards the same goal, and that is, recovery and sobriety. It having that support there on a daily, is it's invaluable. We provide that day-to-day support. We do recovery coaching, we do counseling with them, we have recovery meetings, we have the accountability with UAs that we do. We work intensely with the parents, because it does take a village, right? To keep them, surrounded on working on their goals and keeping the journey while getting their education and being able to continue on with their high school diploma. Also, too, a lot of our students, they've probably been in and out of treatment, so some of their credits are a little, they're kind of falling behind. So being able to give them the opportunity as well to be able to have that credit recovery, um, and an environment that understands too what's happening with them on the daily. Because one thing about recovery, it's not something that's done in 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days, and that's usually what you're getting, right? When when they go to treatment and they come back home, it's like, okay, go on about your life, and it just doesn't work that way. Recovery, it's definitely a 24-hour deal, and it's a longer process, right, than just 30, 60, 90 days. So getting down in the trenches with them on a daily, like, okay, now these are the things I got to do, right, on a daily to take care of myself and my health and well-being.
Thank you for that. Yeah, that's super important. As a person myself in
We also
long-term
have fun.
recovery. Huh?
And we also have fun.
Yeah.
We do.
Yes.
We have these cool things. We have Inspire Fridays, right? Where we go out and we do community service, and they get to pick out, right, different places where they want to go and help and be of service. One of the things the students they would like to do is the Humane Society. We've also helped and supported Comfort Cafe, and then sometimes we just go out and just go have fun activities. You know what I'm saying? Go out to the park and have unity events, which is really important, right? About keeping that community and having that camaraderie.
Yes. Yeah. That's yeah, what I was saying. I mean, being in long-term recovery, I mean, it's super important to have like-minded people um around you, to
Hmm.
keep you focused, and your
Yeah.
chances of success are a lot higher, and staying connected with the fellowship. So awesome. So tell me more about these events and things that you do, like these social events and the fun stuff, because you guys do a lot of really fun stuff.
We do. We do. And the thing about it too, so Rise as a whole, right? Like we have, at least an event almost just about every month. We're having some type of big event or for all of our groups, right? For our family, our adolescents, and their siblings, right? Like we do different holiday, of course, celebrations and so forth. Some of the cool things I know that is unique for us is like we do Ryosa, which is a recovery in Old San Antonio, where we have this cool crawfish bowl. We're coming up on our families in recovery weekend, which is usually held in September, but this year it's going to be November 19th to the 20th, where they're going out to Garner State Park for the weekend. Um, and they got the cabins and so forth like that, and they get to go and do different stuff out there, which is going to be really cool. Another cool thing that we do with the kids, we or with our participants, we've taken them horseback riding, bowling, paintballing, to the movies, skating, all type of things, that just anything like you can think of. We tell them like, hey, if you could think of it, let's try to go out there and go do it. We've taken them up to Austin for the what is it, the breaking room, right, where they just go in and just break stuff, which is it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun.
That sounds like a
Like
lot of fun.
yeah, it was. It releases a lot of stuff, but yeah, I mean, all different kind of stuff around here around San Antonio. We try to get out there and do. Another cool thing too that the kids like, which I think a lot of them think they probably never really experienced, right? As like hiking, camping. They just went up to Dallas and did a Texipaw, which is a young person's it's a convention. It's a Texas Young Persons Convention of AA, and they loved that. It was like a 3-day event that they went up there, and they were able to go out there and experience, the recovery community outside of San Antonio, and all these young people in one place, having these meetings, having unity, camaraderie, having a Halloween party and dance, and all the while doing that sober, and this is really, really awesome. Another thing too that we put on for them yearly is a sober prom, right? And now, of course, now as we have our Rise Inspire Academy, it's going to be really extra special, right? Because they get to have that, the sober proms and the sober dances, and a lot of them they didn't have that experience to be able to even go out and go to the prom or the dances, because different things were happening in their life. So yeah.
Yes, so cool. So I wanted to, going back to Arises, I'm not sure if you mentioned this or not in the beginning, but as far as services, you've got your services are completely free.
Yes, so our services are at no cost.
Mhm.
We don't charge for our recovery coaching
Mhm.
services, the social activities, or our group meetings. Now there is a program fee for our Rise Inspire Academy, but that too is on a sliding scale, and we do have scholarships available as well. So that's a separate thing, but yeah. And if anyone is looking or wanting, right, that support, all they have to do is just show up to our location. They can show up to Ironside, 10226 Ironside Drive, and during our working hours, and they will be able to meet, right, with the coach, or go to and attend the meeting, and they'll get them set up and put it into our system and get them started like that day.
That's amazing. Yeah, that was my next question, is how does somebody get involved that, needs these services? Um, so also I wanted to ask you, what if, oh, the people that work there, do you have to be in recovery to work there?
So we are a peer-to-peer model, right? And with that peer-to-peer model, what we found is that those who are able to reach and connect, right, with those who have that type of lived experience, right? We're able to connect with them in ways that other counselors, or I'm going to put it, other counselors or mental health support services aren't able to, right? So yes, everyone that works in direct program services is in long-term recovery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that is a super important factor too, because it
Mhm.
makes it more relatable to have someone there
Relatable,
that can
and
understand what you're going through.
exactly, and to show that that hey, we've been there where you're at, and this is how we got out. And this is what we're doing on a daily to stay that way and to stay healthy. It's about modeling that behavior and that action, right? Because I can't believe that it's possible if I don't see it. So until I'm able to see it, and then I'm able to believe that, maybe have that hope that yes, I can do that too. And that's our goal. We meet, I heard a saying today, and it's true, right? Because we meet everyone where they're at, but our goal is not to keep you there. You know what I mean? We want to we want to bring you up, and help you to reach, your best potential, right? To be the best you that you can be. Um, and any type of goals that you have, help support you in making that happen.
So what you guys serve youth, young adults, and families. Is there a specific age range or that you guys fall in?
Yeah, so we do have different groups. So we have our youth groups, which is usually ages 13 to 17, and then 18 if they're still in high school. We have a transition age group, which is like 17 to 21, Then we have a young adult group, which is 18 and up. I think the top age is like 33. How they came up with that number, but they did. It's 33. And then our families is, any family member 18 and up, our parent guardian. And then the siblings is usually ages 9 to 17. So yeah, that's around our ages that we work with. But if anyone comes in, like I've had, an individual come in and they were 12 years old, so we'll always sit down and meet with them and talk with them and see what it is that we can do to help support them and kind of gauge like, okay, will they be ready to be able to sit in the groups or not, but we will definitely either one, make sure that they can get any type of referrals, or we will see them and just do like individual sessions with them until they are ready to be able to be in a group setting like that.
So another question that I had for you, say a young person or a teenager wants to come in and they want to get help, but the family or parents, they might be opposed to it. What would happen in that situation? Or would the youth still be able to get help even if mom or dad might not think that they need it?
So our organization do run off of a federal guidelines of confidentiality. So we fall under the 42 CFR Part 2, which is, even minors, right? Ages 14 and up, they have the right to substance use treatment or recovery support services. And we do not notify their parents without their consent. So we have to have their consent in order to talk and speak with their parents. Now, of course, with that confidentiality, we have the three rules that, that's the only way we will break that, right? If someone's harming them or they're harming someone else, or is any type of physical or sexual abuse going on, then that's automatic. We have to report that. But other than that, yeah, we will be able to meet with them and talk with them. And then of course our goal, right, is to find a way to, of course, bring the family in, into the fold, because what we find is that, there's a 80% chance, right, of higher recovery rate if the family is involved.
Yes,
So
I was reading that in my when I was doing my research, that there's a lot of success stories, which brings me to my next question. Like, how successive are these stories? Because I know that you have a lot of families that have been with this program for a while.
Yeah, we do. Thing is, we see a lot of adolescents, and a lot of family members to come through. But since I've been there, I've been able to see some real miracles take place. And you can define success. Everyone has their own gauge as defining success. But for me, is to be able to see that shift, right? And that change within that individual. Not only that, right, with the family, seeing them being able to get well together. To me, that's a success. Or maybe, the kid's getting well, but the family member isn't, or maybe right now, the family member's getting well, but the kid's still struggling right now. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that they're still working towards a goal. To me, that's success.
Cool. So let me ask you, what do you like most about your job?
What I like most about my job.
Or what you can safely say. I'm just kidding. What do you like about your job? And what do you like most and what do you like least?
Well, it's crazy, Liz, because I don't consider my job a job. Really, it's I don't know, on a day-to-day basis, it's like I'm just really blessed to be able to work with the not only with the coworkers that I work with, but um, with the kids that I meet, And I think the best thing that I like about that is to be able to see, right, their trajectory being changed, the path which they were heading or going down, it's totally shifted and they're going down a new path. That's probably the best thing yet. I mean, since I've been there, I've had kids come through and then have them come back, and or see them, right, just change and just grow, and their whole life um, means something totally different for them. I don't know how many times, we've received, different notes or letters or just comments, right, from kids like, man, if I wasn't here at this place, I'd probably be dead, and just to hear that, just to know whether if it's one kid, two kids, three kids, doesn't matter, right? One kid's life who's been changed is like, it's heartwarming, and it's just something that's unexplainable, and also too, the parents that come in, they're hurting, and to see, the light come back to their eyes, and they come in, with this idea that it's their fault, and so forth, or with this guilt and with this shame, but and then they come to realize, right, and talking with other family members, that they're not alone, and to see that shift in the families as well is a beautiful thing, I've seen siblings come in just like having a lot of resentments, right, against their other siblings who's suffering from substance use, and then being able to reunify, and get that relationship back. I think more than anything, I guess, the relationships and the communications that happen amongst the families and within the participants themselves, them finding that love for themselves. you know, um, that's what I love about my job, right? Love being here and being a part of that journey with them. Um, I guess the thing that I like least about it is, I, I guess this idea that some people have that our youth aren't. Oh no, they're not addicts. They're too young to. They haven't gone through anything. And that's just not true. you know, um, and I remember someone asked, like, well, how do you know what their rock bottom is? And the thing about it is it's they've experienced what they've experienced, and then they're hurting, and for people not to realize that or to see that or to believe that. Um, but yeah, I think that's what I kind of like, I like these. But one thing, I guess, I don't know, on a happy note with that is that, I do have a ability to be able to educate that, that mindset, um, that no, addiction is real, and addiction is real in our youth. Addiction is real in our youth here in San Antonio. And there's a very um, insidious, rapid growing problem, that needs everyone. Just going to take a village, right, to be able to help support these youth, so they don't have to go down the path that many others have gone down.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. Yes, addiction and alcoholism is super stigmatized. And then to be a young person going through that, um, it's very misunderstood. It's very
Mm-hmm.
misunderstood. Um, so before we wrap this interview up, is there anything else that you would like to highlight that I may have left out or you want to mention?
Well, I know, right? No, You're doing a great job. I'm gonna highlight our campus. We have the first recovery high first recovery high school here in San Antonio, but also too, they're working on a multi-million-dollar recovery campus, which should be opening and finished by May of 2022. And that right there is a blessing. And I want to highlight that because it took a lot of people, within the San Antonio community and a lot of big stakeholders, right, that came through blood, sweat, and tears and worked tirelessly, right, to see this happen because they believe in what we're doing in our mission. And it's going to be the first time that we'll have officially like our own home, right? Right now, we've been kind of, we've been subletting in different churches and spaces, which is very, very, gracious and very, very thankful for that. But to be able to have our own space and our own campus and we're all in one occupancy together is going to be a beautiful thing. And it's going to be a place where, anyone can go and they can come in and get that recovery support right then and there. So, and also our Rise Inspire Academy will be on that campus as well during the day, and we will have our APGs in the evening. And our APGs, by the way, is alternative peer group. I don't know if I explained that to you or not, but where we do, our 12-step meetings and topic meetings of recovery. So
That's awesome. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview. And I really look forward to seeing all the stuff that Rise is doing and continuing to expand on and grow. And I know you guys are a household name. If you're not, you will be, because you guys are everywhere. And I wish so many more people knew about the great things that you guys did, and the need that you're feeling within the community. So thank you so much for your time.
thank you, Liz. Appreciate it.